Welcome, fellow Kiss fans. Welcome to It's All For You Demons, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan. And tonight, it's Friday night. That usually means Mexican food, and it's 2023. That means Dynasty. Tonight, Mexico, Dynasty, disco fun. But before we get into the disco fun of the Dynasty era and the surrounding Dynasty era, let's celebrate this week's dogs of It's All For You Demon. And this week's dogs come to us from our buddy Roger J. Everybody knows Roger J. Roger J talks Kiss with everyone, and it is a joyful, joyful time. Big part of the Kiss community here and on all channels. Roger J sent us his two adorable chihuahuas, Momo and Cece. The black and white one is Momo, the fawn is Cece, and I have to say, quite a segue into the disco fun of Mexico, because tonight we have chihuahuas. So welcome, Roger J's dogs, to the dogs of It's All For You Demon.
All right.
So just a quick, brief, nostalgic history on foreign pressings. This is the album that did it for me. This is the album that sucked me into this whole foreign pressing game. Big fan of Unmasked anyway. Big fan of the album cover. But when I saw the album cover with Io Lo Sigo Destinado, I was sucked in. And the fact that the comic is all in a foreign language, stuff you didn't think about when you were in high school buying this CD, that a version of this album exists out there in a foreign language. Little details like that never dawned on me as a kid, and I love them as an adult. So totally went down the foreign pressing rabbit hole. And although this is Argentina, I will say this is one of my favorite purchases ever. This was my very first foreign pressing purchase, along with Creatures of the Night. That title alone blew me away. But this album plays in very well with our topic tonight, because Love Gun is a track on a 45 that we're going to look at tonight, and it's got a super cool name. And the reason I'm including this 45 into a discussion on the disco fun of Kiss is because it comes from Double Platinum. Double Platinum released in April 78. Very much a disco record in my opinion. Strutter 78 has that added disco hi-hat to it. Even the title, with 78 in the title, even gives it a more disco vibe to me personally. And I don't think in the history of Kiss has there been a greater disco cover than the Return to Casablanca 2, with that hot chick holding Double Platinum, wearing the Thank God It's Friday shirt. You don't get more excess disco glitter shiny fun than that. So tonight from Mexico, we are looking at the Strutter 78 45. Super cool photo from 77 on the front, which we all recognize from the Alive 2 booklet. And Ace's pose from his solo album poster. And Paul's pose from his Halloween costume. Now, there is nothing sonically amazing about this 45, but it's so cool to see Strutter 78 written in a foreign language. Even the blood tie-in is kind of cool because it doesn't really fit the song, but it does fit Gene's personality. Here's a look at the Center Ring Record Filmworks label. So there you go, the Mexican Strutter 78 45 to kick off our disco Mexican fun in the Wax Night Basement tonight. And then for our final glittery disco fun of Mexico tonight is the 1980 cassette from Mexico. First off, I love that pink at the top. Reminds me of Killers. I love how the band's name and logo are so tiny there in the center and just tilted with that album artwork at the bottom. Sometimes it's the little variances of these cassette covers that just make it such a fun collectible. And I will say I really got into that when I got the Destroyer box set, and the book had all of those variants, different country cassettes, and it just really blew me away. I love just how they're different colors, fonts different, album placements different, super cool. And one thing I really loved about this cassette in general was that pink at the top. They should name that magenta color Kiss Killers Pink. Now what's really cool about this cassette is if you notice, it's from Columbia Records. Casablanca is not mentioned once on this entire cassette. So obviously it makes me think it was some sort of record club cassette in Mexico. I'm sure they had Columbia Record House in Mexico. But that certainly warmed my heart because that's just a cool variant altogether. And then on the inside you kind of have some liner notes, I guess, the track listing. Songs are in the correct order. And then you have this at the bottom, which is Muy Importante, which is just your standard copyrights, do not reproduce this in any form. Kind of like your Mexican Dynasty FBI warning. One side little tidbit that's pretty cool from a collector's point of view, Save Your Love is an edited version and fades out during the guitar solo. So there you have our Mexican disco kiss fun for tonight. Go to your baby's spay, neuter, microchip. Take care, be safe. Large is over there snoozing. Gonna be completely transparent here. The vibe on this video has probably been down a little. This girly got bit by a tick, and she's got some tick fever going on right now. So we're battling that kind of a somber mood here in the Wax Night basement. But we'll get through it. She's an old girl, I know that, but you never want to see the lights go out if you can prevent it. So we're working on preventing that. Right, big girl? Be good to your babies. Hug your babies tonight. We will talk to you soon.